All right, welcome back to another episode of Inside Out Universe. Today I have a very special guest. His name is Sina. He owns a content creation business by the name of Roopol, and he's also a director, a videographer, and a photographer, and a really, really good friend of mine. So, hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you for coming.
I was very excited to be here. I saw a couple of your podcasts and I know you for such a long time, but we never actually had like a deep conversation. So I think this is our first time that we're sitting.
Deep conversations are my specialty, so I'm excited.
And we're both sober.
Yes, for a change.
Semi-sober, and we can like talk about some cool stuff.
Yeah, for sure. So when he walked in, I was like, we were just being quiet and I was setting up the cameras and I was like, dude, I'm so sorry, but I don't want to ask you how you are or anything because I want to catch everything on the podcast. So I'm happy you're here. Normally when we see each other, we're either at parties or something creative where nobody's in their right mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's exciting. What's up with you? What did you do today? Where are you coming from?
So I had a shoot today.
Okay.
We were shooting content for a jewelry company.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And we went to their shop. I went there with a model and we just shot a bunch of scripted stuff, informative videos about jewelry, different gemstones, different.
Was it like an ad, like for marketing or something like that?
Yes, so for social media, part of the work our company does is to create content for social media for different businesses.
Yeah, I've seen you do it. It's sick.
Thank you.
Sometimes I'll go and I'll like our friends will be working with Sina and I'll like walk in to the studio and I see they're doing such cool shit. You have this little I always see that it makes me stop. You know the little puffer thing that gets like the fuzzies off of whatever you're shooting?
Yeah.
It's so cool. I like watching it. You hang out with a lot of models, eh?
Yeah. Well, it's. It's my type of work, you know. Yeah. I have to.
It's my type of work too. How do I?
You're a model yourself.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'd love to do something with you. I've been telling Ali for a little while. I'd love to shoot something for you because you have such a dope eye.
Thanks. Thank you so much. And I've seen the works that you've been doing with Ali.
These like podcasts?
No, the pictures.
Oh, the pictures. Yeah.
And you got him into photography.
Yeah, he says it's not his favorite thing to do.
It's not favorite thing to do,
Yeah.
but he shoots video, and if you can take a good picture, you can take a better video, you know, because it's very.
Is that how it works?
It's direct, you know. It's
Yeah.
about framing. It's about being able to tell a story within a frame or within a, you know, a little box. You know, you have to capture it. You know, so. The angles with the people, you know,
It helps with videography.
Which angle is flattering, and it the only way it comes to you by practicing.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know, so you made him practice.
Practice, yeah.
You know?
For everybody watching, in case you don't know, if you go on our Instagram, which is insideout.uni, I post monthly photo shoots with my best friend, who's Ali, that he's talking about. And they're pretty cool. We do like different themes.
Major curls.
Major curls, yes. That's his.
Get it right.
He's going to be on the podcast.
Because we have a lot of Ali, but we only have one major curls.
But I talk about him on this podcast all the time. Yeah, his Instagram is Major Curls. They kind of work together sometimes, and he does most of my podcast stuff and my photo shoots and things like that. I've been trying to bring him on the podcast, man. He won't come.
He's the guy behind the podcast. He's editing your stuff.
Yeah, but I want him on. Do you think he'd do well on the podcast?
I think it would do amazing.
I think he'd get both of us canceled immediately. What's your favorite part about what you do?
Creating. I love creating, you know. I think creating is my happy place.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm creating, I notice I'm being in the moment, being very happy, being very excited. I get excited. I'll walk fast. I move fast. And I want to do things, and it's just a lot of, you know, colors and rainbows in my head happening while I'm like creating something. And it's just very fascinating for me being able to create something in your mind and bring it to the reality.
Yeah.
So it can be anything.
I'm not gonna lie. A lot of times I ask people who are in this industry of like, just content creation, anything creative, what their favorite part is, and they all have a similar answer, but you're the only person that I'll actually say honestly, when you work, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because you're so into it, like you it looks like you love what you're doing.
No, I love it. I
It's
love
sick.
creating, so anything.
Especially if there's models.
Paint. Creating hot pictures with the models.
Yeah, I saw one photo shoot that you did, or I think it was a photo shoot or a video shoot or something, and there was like 4 girls laid out.
It was both.
Butt naked, and I was like, damn, why wasn't I invited? I could hold something. I don't know, a light.
That was a campaign we were shooting for a lingerie company. So there was a reason they were butt naked.
Hey, listen, I might not have
just don't shoot random butt naked girls.
I might not have technical skills, but I'm a people person. I could do HR or something, anything. That's dope. Other than creative stuff, we always, every time we see each other, we mostly either are partying or we talk about this stuff. Tell me something about you that I don't know.
Okay. First, let me tell you a story that you don't know.
Okay.
And it's about you. It's not about me.
Oh, shit.
This is my first interaction with you.
Okay.
Before I even meet you.
Oh, my God.
And we met through Ali, Major Curls.
Yeah.
And so I used to go there, and I still go. In his basement, we have a little studio where we shoot mainly products there. It's small, compact,
Yeah.
We get it going there. And I call him. I'm like, yeah, I'm coming at this time. We got to do this project. And he's like, you can come, but me, Mahtab, and Rocco, we have a plan to start cleaning out the house at 12:30. And I was so surprised because this is such a big thing for me. I go there, it's always messy.
Yeah. He's like cleaning.
Ali Reza is a great combination of being creatively messy.
Yeah, just chaotic as fuck.
So, and it was such a big surprise for me to see the whole house, everyone in the house.
Just cleaning?
They have marked on their calendar, at this time, we're going to start deep cleaning.
That's so funny.
And at the beginning, I thought it's a joke. But then I was there and I saw 12:30, bang, everyone start deep cleaning the house from top to bottom. And I was like, what the hell is going on? So I'm like, hey, like, what's up? Like, what's going on? Is this like, are you guys selling the house?
Yeah, what's happening?
He's like, no, Donya is coming.
Wait, where was I coming from?
I think
Chicago?
Yeah, and
That's
she's
so
gonna
funny.
stay in the room for a few days.
Funny.
And she's really picky on being clean.
I have OCD.
OCD.
Yeah.
And I was like, who is she? Is it Messiah?
Messiah.
You guys are
Pope.
you guys are on Sirat al-Mustaqim.
Wait, did you see me? Did you meet me that day?
No.
Okay, but wait,
It was before you come.
I remember when I met you. You actually pissed me off the first time I met you. So I think it was around the same time actually I came, and someone was Mahtab, another one of our friends. She's been on the podcast before. She sometimes cuts the guy's hair.
Yeah.
Because, she likes doing it. She's a barber. So sometimes the guys ask her, hey, can you cut our hair? Normally they go in the basement and do it. But this time something was going on in the basement. I think Ali had a shoot or something like that. I open the door to my room that is at their house that I'm staying at. And I see Mahtab giving you a haircut. In the middle of my room, and I'm OCD. So I just looked at Mahtab, and I didn't know you, so I couldn't bitch you out or say anything. So I just looked at you, and I'm like, hi. You're so relaxed. You're like, hi. I'm like, are you getting your haircut in the middle of my room? You're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, nice. I'm gonna go have a little panic attack in the other room.
Did you find any hairs after that?
The guys made sure to clean it, but like shit, like the way my OCD works, I was like up
Fuck,
for
man.
weeks
I'm
thinking
really
about
sorry
it.
about
It's
that.
okay.
Fuck.
It's okay. But then after I got, and then I remember you had a phase where you were a vegan or something.
Yes.
I have to talk to you about that, bro. What
Go
was
on,
that? What
shoot it
happened?
So I think I had wrong information about
Okay.
health,
Okay.
how health works, and I thought that's a reasonable solution. And I was very much brainwashed by this green movement thing. You know,
One green movement in particular.
Just consume more, consume less.
Yeah.
You know, I'm very for environment.
Yeah, you're very environmentally friendly. I know that about you.
But I after some time I realized it's like a game. You know, they're playing.
I thought you said after a little while I realized it was gay.
It was also gay to be vegan. Like
That's why I didn't say anything.
Like
I
your
was like,
testosterone level is just like.
oh fuck! But I thought it was because you were dating someone who was vegan.
She was also vegan, so it would make more sense if two people are having the same diet.
Yeah, and you were always together and stuff like that.
We were always cooking together.
Yeah.
We were kind of living together. So out of like 7 days, 5 days, like 4 days, we were together.
Yeah.
So so I adopted, and I was vegan for almost 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And man, you saw me at that time, right?
Yeah.
My face was shrinking.
Yeah, you were a lot more frail.
Weak, you know, and tiny, and I was, like.
Do you think maybe it was because you didn't know enough about the diet when you went into it? Maybe if you knew, because I know people who are vegan who are very healthy.
Well, at that time, one of the thing was, I just had moved to my apartment from parents' house.
Mm.
So I barely knew how to cook.
Oh no, this was the worst time.
This is not a good time to be vegan.
Oh my god.
I understand that there are athletes that they're vegan, you know. It's very difficult to get that nutrition from not animal-based products.
Products, yeah.
You know?
What did your Persian family think of you being vegan?
My mom, she thinks I'm crazy.
Yeah, so do all of ours, bro.
No. See, like my mom really thinks.
Oh, okay, she's convinced.
She's like, yeah,
Why? So the vegan thing just made it worse, or it was she's like, oh, it's just another
like,
crazy.
Oh,
thing.
it's just another crazy phase.
Wait, why does she think you're crazy? I think you're. I was gonna say I think you're.
And
okay,
my mom
man.
is very conservative.
I think you know what I was gonna say. I was gonna say no, you're not crazy, and then I remember that one time when you pulled up to the cottage dressed up as a cop. Were you a cop or something?
Was a cop?
What?
No.
What were you? You were like you were super dressed up in some fucking BDSM fucking.
Oh, it was a cop.
What was it?
Oh, I know. I had a Berlin hat.
That was the moment where I was like, I like this guy. Because it was so funny.
We had a theme at the cottage.
What was the theme?
It was gothic.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck is gothic, man.
You fucking came
That's
in.
my version
hot.
of gothic. That's gothic.
What were you wearing?
So I had the hat.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of those old captain's hat.
Okay.
It's like old Germany kind of.
Okay. I'll try to find something and insert a picture
black.
so we don't get canceled.
Yeah. And it's
It was like one of those captain hats. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And black and leather.
Yeah.
You know, like shiny black. And
it was so funny.
Black leather. And then I had a choker on too, which I made the choker myself.
Did you? It was
from
so
electronic garbages. So it was kind of like.
That's sick.
Cool.
Yeah, he pulled up and I was like, yo, Sina, you look like you're about to start working the corner, bro. Like, But yeah, you always get super into the themes. I like it.
Yeah, well,
It's dope.
I try to take it serious.
Yeah, it was very dope.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're not a vegan anymore.
Thank you.
I'm glad that you're keeping up, not for any reason other than the fact that you were not enjoying it. I've always noticed and loved the fact that you're also a very happy-go-lucky person. I do see you occasionally like more focused and whatever, but for the most part, you always have like a very lighthearted approach to everything. And I like that. But I've always wanted to know more about like what are some things that are important to you? Like who are you? Like what are like I have very like core values. Now we're talking about them. What are some things that make you you?
Okay.
It could be fun stuff too. Half of my personality is just being a crackhead.
Yeah. I always try to not take things too seriously.
Yeah,
You
I've
know?
noticed that.
Even if it's serious, it's still like you can do it while you're having fun.
Yeah.
You can be solving your problems while you're enjoying and having fun.
Yeah,
Being goofy and all that.
yeah.
You don't need to like be so like sophisticated all
And
the
serious
time.
about it,
Serious
yeah.
about
Because
it.
it makes it worse too.
Yeah, you can just have fun and do your thing. Something really valuable for me that I always think about it when I'm doing the inner works is being true to yourself. I always write in my journals, be true to yourself,
Yeah.
And the moment you are being able to lie to yourself and trick yourself or let your mind trick you, that's when you're losing control of your
Yeah.
life, and that's not good. Being able to lie to yourself, I think, is really bad.
Yeah, for sure.
And sometimes I try lying myself, but then I hear this voice like, come on.
Come on, bro. Don't lie. Don't cap.
Who you kidding? I'm serious. Like, I hear this voice.
Yeah.
And it's swearing. It's like, who are you kidding, you motherfucker?
Yeah. But that's such a dope quality to have because, to be honest, sometimes it's, and I've talked about this on my podcast before because I did that for a while because I was so unhappy, but I tried so hard to make other people happy that I lost myself. And like, sometimes it's so easy to lie to yourself that you don't even notice that you're doing it. So it's so cool that you notice it.
It happens when you keep doing it.
Yeah.
When you keep lying yourself, it can be in some specific genre, or it can be, I don't know, in everything.
In everything, yeah.
When you keep doing it's like a practice. When you keep doing it, then you don't notice it when you do it anymore.
Have you ever gotten to that point before? Because if you have, tell me how you got out of it because I need to know. Now I don't know what's true and what's not anymore.
True, usually your heart speaks the truth.
Yeah.
You have to listen to your heart when you want to be true. When doing something logically says that's okay, but in your heart it's wrong, then you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah. Do you read books?
Sometimes. I have an issue with reading books. When I was young and going to school, I used to take a nap on books. So whenever I smell the paper of...
Oh, you get traumatized?
No, I get sleepy.
That's so funny.
And I fall asleep in 2 pages.
That's so funny.
So it's very difficult for me to be able to stay on it. But I listen to a lot of...
Like audiobooks?
Audiobooks, podcasts.
Podcasts, stuff like that.
I'm always listening.
Thank you for watching mine, by the way. He was like, I watched your podcast before, and I was like, oh, thank you.
Yeah,
but no, you know what? That's actually a real problem because, like I feel like people who are visual, especially like you do, like so many things that you do is so much about your vision and seeing things. I feel like those kind of people most of the time don't like to read. Major Curls is the same way. He's like, I can't. He's like, I read the words and then they just don't mean anything to me. He's like, I have to see them. I think he's also being lazy.
Major Curls, he's one of those guys who can lie to himself and say, oh, I have ADHD, so I'm not gonna do this.
Okay, fair. We should have an intervention for him one time. You know, like AA meetings. Hi. No, but you know what? I'm like that. I think you figured out my personality a little bit at least, just being around me. I'm a very like militant person. Like everything to me has to make sense. You
Yeah.
know, so I'm very like logically driven. So when he first told me, he was like, "Oh, I'm dyslexic," and I was like, "You don't know that." And he was like, "What do you mean I don't know that? I know this is what dyslexia is, and I can't whatever." And I'm like, "Yeah, but if you think you're dyslexic, go to the doctor and see if they'll actually diagnose you with dyslexia. Don't just say it because you saw it on a YouTube video, TikTok video, whatever." Then this went on for too long. Now everybody thinks he's dyslexic. I'm convinced that okay, at this
What
point,
is that?
it's like I think dyslexia. Don't quote me. This is not an educational podcast. I think it's when you like the letters of words like kind of like jumble up, so you can't really understand the meaning of a word when you see it. You just see a whole bunch of letters.
You're not reading it.
But this is okay. This is what I tell him, right? I'm like, you don't know if you're dyslexic, first of all. Second of all, you're so out of practice.
Right.
Like anything, you use it or lose it.
Yeah.
Right? Like anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, you
You
haven't.
know, or he's like, yeah, I have ADHD. Okay. You know, ADHD is just like, I don't know, everyone has some sort of ADHD. You know, it's not like you say, oh, I'm diagnosed with ADHD. No,
Yeah.
it's a mechanism you developed when you were doing things that you don't like as a kid. You know,
Yeah.
you do it, you develop that to escape the reality, you know?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
just keep your, focus
But
on
okay,
it.
but this is what I was trying to say. I do agree with you to a certain extent, but I also do think that our education system teaches in one way, but we don't learn in one way. Like I love reading. I could read 400 pages and I'll understand every single word because I've done it most of my life and I get it and I'm a very logical person and that makes sense to me. But someone like you and Ali, I understand why you guys would want something to be more visual.
Yes. So my solution to that is doing something that requires muscle memory and listen to whatever I want to learn. So like let's say it's like I don't know 4 hours podcast I want to listen to. I don't know. I go skiing or walking or painting or some. When I was in high school, I was always painting.
Yeah, I
know?
love painting.
I was just painting things while the teacher is teaching. And I'm not looking at the teacher and I'm not studying at home, but I always had good marks.
Because you are taking in the information.
Because my like I was just drawing things and my brain was active and I'm learning this information and it would just click in for me.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
Just do something while you're and also it's very
Yeah.
important to be able to not do anything and just sit still at the moment,
Yeah.
like for at least like 5 minutes a day for someone like
meditate and
Ali,
to just sit
to just like put his mind together. Even like when you do 5 minutes a day, it makes such a huge impact in your life.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, I think we should. I think that at this point, everybody wants to know who he is because he always comes up on all of the podcasts. But no, I agree with you. Have you seen that episode of Family Guy where they give Stewie ADHD medication and his pupils get dilated? Have you seen
No, I
it?
haven't.
It's so funny. So I agree with you. I do think that ADHD is something that's like people throw around so much
So
nowadays.
much, yeah.
I'm ADHD, but it's like
It's like a title.
yeah, but
I have ADHD.
and I do believe that some people have really intense cases of ADHD. I do believe that that's a thing. Again, I don't know. I don't know enough about these kind of things, but I do think that everybody has a difficult time focusing on things that are not interesting.
There's too many things happening in people's life. Of course,
Yeah.
it is so natural that we are this frustrated because we're not living in like a natural environments that we are designed for. We're living in such a hectic life. Everything is happening so fast. The technology is developing so fast. There's new things coming every day, new problems.
Life moves fast.
Life moves fast, and and we don't meditate. We don't do any inner work. Of course, we get
Yeah, it's hard to focus
clocked
and hard
up.
to stay
Yeah,
present.
you need to. It's something that you need to work on.
No, I agree. You know what's funny?
It's-
Actually, I was
what I
like,
believe,
what?
it's not something that you get diagnosed with. It's not
Okay.
like, oh, you have this, so you have to eat this medication and just you're gonna get good. No, there's an issue that you can go and solve it by focusing more on something or narrowing down or I don't know, removing distractions or creating the right environment. This kind of stuff can solve the problem. Don't just label it with, I don't know, ADHD.
I'm ADHD. Yeah. You know what's funny? I was actually diagnosed with ADHD, and
Who diagnosed?
I went to
The
an
doctor.
actual ADHD clinic.
See, they're making money off diagnosing you with ADHD.
So then they gave me the pills, the medication for ADHD. I can't take it. I took it one time, and I swear to God, it was the worst day of my life.
Right?
It was the worst day of my life. I actually thought I was gonna have a heart attack. I don't know what about it, but it just was not for me. And then I started just doing holistic things. Like when I would go and because keep in mind, I went to law school. I would take like 4-hour exams, like 5-hour exams, so I needed to focus.
Yeah.
So I had to figure it out, and I just figured out like natural ways of doing it. Like, for example, I always had a ring. Whenever I played with the ring, it helped me focus. So I had something to do with my hands. Same thing with you. I always had scrap paper for all of my exams. And if I'm reading through fact patterns that are like this big, I'd just be like sketching because I paint and I draw too.
Sketching.
And I'd just be sketching and like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, now you said it's muscle memory, but it worked. A lot of holistic things, or even like taking a break. You know what I mean? I know, like, take a break for like 10 minutes and just sit down and just meditate, like sit still and then start again, you know?
Like, feel yourself, feel your body, feel your breath,
Yeah.
feel your hands, just feel yourself for 5 minutes, 10 minutes and be present, and it's going to make a huge change.
Yeah. I would say that, and also switching tasks. I would say for people who think they're ADHD or they've actually gotten diagnosed or whatever the case may be, switching tasks is important. If you can't focus on something, switch. Even if it's for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, do something else.
Right.
Do something else and then come back to it.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to sometimes it's hard to focus on like a 4-hour long thing. Yeah. But if you break it up into like 4 1-hour things, you might be able to do it.
Yeah.
Just
take breaks.
I have a more nuanced approach, I guess.
Also, something I learned that really can help is sometimes I remove fun from my schedule.
Okay.
Okay. And it's like too many days working in a row, and it's like, and what my type of work is like, it doesn't have office hours, so you work and then sometimes you're working until very late, like 12 o'clock at night, and then you just sleep, and the next day you have to work again,
and it all feels like one long day,
and it's all like long, and then you want to go to the gym, and it's also taking so much energy and everything. So after a few days, I feel like the ADHD gets really bad, because now I'm sitting behind the computer and I don't want to be there. I have to be there, and I don't want to be there, but I have to be there. So it's kind of kicks in the ADHD. Productivity comes down, and then you add a little bit play into it. I don't know, do something like, I don't know, going out for skiing, or I don't know, playing video games, or partying, or something in between this. It keeps me, being able to recharge and get on.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so that's my opinion. I don't think that I don't necessarily think that like things like this don't exist. I don't know enough. You know what I mean? Because I don't, how the fuck, there's doctors arguing about whether it does or doesn't exist. Who am I to come and say
what, ADHD?
Yeah, like now there's so many different like opinions on it, but as someone who's been diagnosed with it, I don't necessarily think that it's medication is the only way.
Yeah.
Because I've gone through law school, I've gone through everything in my life having it. Yeah. Supposedly, right?
Yeah.
And it's just by doing the things that we talked about.
See, the issue is pharma. pharmaceutical is making bare money.
Big pharma.
Big pharma is making
Big dog
bare money
motherfucking pharma.
of these all these labels that you put on. Whatever
Yeah.
you want to say. I don't want to call it labels because I'm gonna get canceled. But this pharma thing, like, look, if you go to a doctor and say, yeah, I feel depressed, this and that, and then if the doctor tells you, go work out, and then come back if it didn't work out for you, I'll give you depression medicine. And he's gonna lose the license that he worked his whole life for it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because he has to, by law, he has to
prescribe something.
Prescribe you depression pills.
Is that actually true though? Is that by law? I don't know how it works.
This is what I heard.
Have you seen the movie Pill Hustlers?
No, I haven't.
You have to watch it.
This
It's
is
so
about
interesting
Big
because
Pharma?
a lot of it's essentially about how these pharmaceutical companies essentially have contracts with doctors
Yeah.
to almost like almost advertise and push their pills and to sell it.
Yeah.
So like if you think about it that way, like someone who is under a contract to sell a certain amount of something is not gonna honestly diagnose you, or you know what I mean, or whatever. So I do see a problem with that too. It's just, this is my problem, right? I think being a kind of person who doesn't want to label something is in itself a label.
Wait, say again?
Like, I feel like being someone who doesn't like to label things
Right.
is in itself a label. You're a non-labeler. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know
It
what
depends.
you mean.
It depends on, I think every situation, I think every single
No name label.
Yeah, exactly. Every single situation requires critical thought. You have to
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah.
Think about whether something makes sense or not,
Yeah.
and then make your own decision in that particular circumstance.
Right.
Don't just become one type of person. Okay, I'm a liberal, so I'm also going to be vegan. I'm also going to be this. I'm also going to be all of these other things that fall into the bucket of being a liberal. Don't be like that. Think about everything
for yourself,
individually.
Yeah.
Some of the ideas that I have are very liberal. Some of the ideas that I have are very conservative.
Be true.
Be true to yourself. Yes, that's facts.
Be true to yourself. What is right for you, you can feel it in your heart that this is not right.
Yeah, ADHD didn't feel right for you, eh?
No, being sick that in a way that you need pills to get yourself back on.
Yeah.
And it's like a passive issue, you know. You have to always take it. No, there is some like depression is a symptom.
Yeah.
Of some things not working right in your life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Are you moving me?
Yes.
I like it. I was like, it's automated now. Before I was doing it with the wall. I was like, now it's automated. What the hell?
Yeah.
Can I tell you the truth about something?
Yes.
I hate your body language right now.
Why?
Because it's so like closed off. You're like,
oh, I'm sorry.
You're like, humph. I'm like, bro.
Is this good? Okay, let me sit up.
These chairs are so, get comfortable. These chairs are so easy to get like sunken into.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I feel you. What's something you're working on right now for yourself, personally, a personal project? Talking to the mic.
Personal projects?
For yourself, not for clients.
Let me think.
Nothing right now?
To be honest, right now I'm very focused on expanding my team in my company.
Oh, nice.
And it takes a lot of time. And I have pictures from a year ago or 2 years ago. It's in my archive. Usually, the most favorite photo shoots, I never edit them for many, many years. I don't know why. It's like a toxic relationship I have with my art.
Why?
It's I don't know.
That's interesting.
It's very toxic.
Have you thought about why?
Very much.
And you don't know?
I don't know. No. Because I think I'm not ready to publish it. Or maybe because I'm afraid if I publish it, it doesn't do the job that I think it should. I don't know what it is. It's just, I always postpone it.
Yeah. Being an artist is hard.
And then I'm not satisfied, with the edit, and then I'm like, okay, I need to work on it, and I put so much time on it, and it goes so slow. So sometimes it takes like many years.
Yeah.
Like
It's okay.
sometimes it takes 2 years,
Yo, to be
to get
honest,
it out.
I think about this a lot. Being an artist is really hard. You're like,
It's so
here's
hard.
this very, very personal thing that nobody sees that I saw in my head because I went somewhere that nobody knows about. And I brought it back and I'm going to show it to you. And then you might not like it. And I'm supposed to just move on. Like
Yes,
I feel that because I used to make music. Like I get it.
but it's mostly like the feelings, and I think as long as you know that you are expressing that feeling, I think the job is done.
Yeah.
Just being expressing. But what's harder than being an artist is trying to hustle through being an artist.
Yeah, that's true. That's really
That
true.
is something really difficult.
That's true.
Because when it's not working, it gets really frustrated.
Yeah. Have you ever watched it's like a if you said you like watching podcasts or whatever, this is like a debate, an interview, whatever you want to call it, of Jordan Peterson. He talks about the psychology of art. And he talks about how like most artists, because they have a liberal temperament, they can't also be business owners. Sometimes you can, but not always. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the part of your brain that runs a business is completely different from the part of your brain that makes art.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he talks about how sometimes it's very hard. He talks about how artists are very important to society because they're the people that bring all of the ideas. Because conservative people who run businesses, most of the time, they don't bring ideas. They just make order.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We make chaos. Artists make chaos. You
They
know
make
what I
order
mean?
and make chaos. That was beautiful.
Yeah, for sure. They make order out of the chaos that we bring. Without chaos, there's no order. And without order, chaos is just chaos.
Right.
Right? So that I agree with you. It's even when I made music or even doing this, I love this. Once the cameras are off and I have to post and reach
edit.
out to people and market and do this and do that, I'm like, fucking hate it.
Yeah. And you know what? The more important part is the part that you don't like.
Yeah.
Because, look, you can be Van Gogh and not live a good life.
Yeah.
Be one of the best painters in the world, in the history. Right now, the last time they trade his painting was like $40-50 million for a painting.
That's crazy.
And he traded one of his paintings for a piece of bread.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he died of hunger or something. So
Did Van Gogh die of hunger?
Yeah, he did. He couldn't eat. My man couldn't eat.
my dog was hungry.
He got famous after he died.
Oh, that's crazy. Most people get famous after they die.
No.
Yeah. Nobody talked about Nipsey Hussle until he died.
But for example, you can be Salvador Dalí, where he knew that he's a living legend as he was going through life.
Yeah, but even those people are more appreciated after they die.
Well, here's the thing. When you die, you get more expensive if you're an artist, of course.
Yeah, because there's no more.
Because there's no more.
Yeah.
It's supply and demand.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to be artist and see that your art is
Valuable
and glowing, and
Yeah.
then die.
And then die, yeah,
And
I
then it
feel
gets
you.
bigger, and then already is,
Yeah.
but not like dying of hunger,
Yeah, no, but I get what you're saying. That part of it is really important because unless you make an effort to do these things for yourself that nobody else will do, especially when you're starting off, other people are not going to be able to recognize your value either because you're not necessarily putting yourself in the best circumstance to be recognized. You know what I mean?
But here's the thing. Salvador Dali, he got so famous not only because of his talent, but because of his wife, which was his art dealer. And she was a famous art dealer.
You made her sound like a drug dealer.
She was
the art plug.
She was the art plug, exactly. And she knew the art, and she met Dali, they fall in love, and she sees potential. She's like, I'm gonna blow him up.
She's like, I got you.
And and then they move in America, and then blow up. He literally he changes so many things about like the art that you see this day.
Yeah.
His effect is so massive.
Yeah.
You know, so
Who's your favorite artist?
Dalí.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, you're talking a lot about this guy.
I do have obsession with Dalí.
Yeah.
I've been to his gallery. Read
Where is his gallery?
So he has few galleries. The one that I've been was in Tampa
Okay.
and in Florida.
What a horrible place to have an art gallery.
Why?
I feel like Tampa's so random. It's like, let's go to the strip club and get drunk and then go to Salvador Dalí's gallery.
Why you think so?
I don't know. When I think Florida, I think like partying. I don't think
but
art.
no,
When I think Paris, I think art. When I
that's
think
Miami.
Florida, I think getting hammered.
No, that's Miami. That's like it's a couple of hours drive from Tampa.
Yeah.
Tampa is actually very beautiful.
Don't cancel me, Florida people, but Florida just sounds so unsophisticated.
You never been to Florida?
I have been to Florida. I actually love Florida.
I
want to move to Tampa. That's
Tampa,
one place I've always wanted to move
go.
to. You know what I like about people in Tampa?
Make sure you see Salvador Dalí's gallery.
Yeah, for that. I've been to West Palm Beach and Tampa, and I really like the attitude that people in Tampa have about life.
Yeah.
They're so lighthearted with everything.
They had his works on fetishism.
Your favorite. Is that where you got the inspiration for your cottage costume?
And I was there for shooting a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And the day after, I had the opportunity to go check it out. So I spoke a joint and I went there. And they gave us these headphones, put it on. And this like older woman, not old, like MILF kind of
Okay.
age. And she's talking about the paintings, explaining the paintings with such a seductive voice.
That's so funny.
Very seductive.
Yeah.
And everything is like very dim and dark, and you see all these Dalí's work, like actual Dalí's work. I saw one of my favorite paintings of him. And I was just walking through and listening to these women, and like the painting was like here. Everyone's like watching it. Oh, such a beautiful art. And I was just like going inside, like looking at the cracks.
Why?
On the canvas, because I was so into Dalí.
That's so dope.
So into Dalí. And
do you paint?
For fun, nothing serious.
Serious.
And I was getting horny, but different kind of horny. I don't know how to explain. It's just like being horny for art. Like, you want a fucking painting.
This guy's at a Salvador Dalí fucking gallery listening to a lady explain to him what the paintings are.
In seductive sound.
The painting and getting horny is crazy. I feel you. As an artist, I understand what you're saying.
It was horny, but it was different kind of horniness.
Like your brain was horny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I never had experienced that
I've
in
been
my
there
life.
before. I've been there
And
before.
trust me, I've been horny.
It's
my
like, trust me,
entire
I know
life.
horny. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love that. I've been to a few museums. I went to, what's that one in London?
I don't know.
I've been to Louvre.
Louvre.
Is that the one that's in London? That's not the
No,
one
Louvre is in Paris.
in Paris. The one in London is a little.
I've never been in London, so I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember now. But yeah, I don't know.
Clearly, you had a good experience.
I was really
there.
young. I was really, really young.
Yeah.
I wish my parents took me like when I was a little bit older so that I could actually remember and appreciate the art. But I was so young, I don't remember it, right? But I don't know. Yeah, I agree with you. I do agree with what you said. That was actually a really interesting thing that you said, that you were like, art is done when you feel like you expressed yourself.
Yeah, when you feel you hurt, you know, and especially if your art is about like a personal feelings, you know, and when someone says, "Hey, I felt it," you know, I felt this.
Like that lady on the headset.
All right.
Sina, I think you're ready.
Do you know?
Sina, I think you're ready to express yourself now.
Express it on the painting.
Just don't express yourself in Salvador Dali's painting. That's hilarious.
Do you know who David Lynch is?
No.
He's a very famous director, which very, very recently died. And he's a very interesting guy. He does a lot of like psychedelic experiences for his work and art through meditation, just like Salvador Dalí. I don't know if you know, but these guys, they use meditation, meditation only, to go in a realm that the creativity exists in that realm. You know, it's a realm that it's not inside you, it's actually outside you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they bring ideas from there to
That's interesting.
to life. Yeah, I'll talk more, but this guy, I followed David Lynch for many years, and he has like a whole seminar about this type of meditation. I'll send it to you. You can check it out.
Yeah.
In one of his videos, he was talking about the effect of cinema on people. And he was saying, let's say you have like a scary scene. You made a scary scene in your story. And someone is very, very, they're feeling fear. You know, they're afraid of something and they're very, very much feeling the fear. If your work is convincing enough, people that are watching that movie, they get convinced emotionally. And they experience fear.
Yeah.
You know, and when they are experiencing fear, that fear is a chemical that is being built up in their brain, which is kind of manifesting the scenario of the film.
Oh, wow.
So he's like, making a film is not like just a movie that you watch. It's you're manifesting the emotion.
So all the people who watch, let's say, a scary movie are manifesting scary emotions?
Scary emotions.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
They feel fear at some point of the movie. You know, it depends how old they are, how much they are convinced. You know, some people are more convinced than the others.
You know? Yeah.
But it's that expression, you know.
So is he saying it's not a good thing to watch movies?
No, it's not about being a bad thing or a good thing. It's just what it does, you know.
To your brain.
And it's manifesting that emotion,
Feeling,
you know.
yeah.
So when the artist makes a sad song and everyone listens to it and they get sad, that artist is expressing his feeling and it is getting manifested in the physical world again by different people.
Yeah. That's actually really interesting. When I was
it comes to life, you know.
That's the dopest part about being an artist. You live forever. You live forever. Artists are immortal. You live forever. For as long as people can watch the things or hear the things or experience the things that you created, you're alive.
Yeah.
You live through people, exactly like what you said.
But do you live forever?
You know what I read? I read a really
At some
cool...
point, everyone's gonna die, including all the humans that you know and the people that they know, and the whole like civilization is gonna die. And
Yeah, everyone's gonna die.
So
sure.
you're not that immoral, you know.
But can I say something to you? I was telling Roham, I was like, I think we would be better off as humans. Hear me out. I think you would actually understand this. You're a good person to talk to about this. I think we would be better people, and I think life would be better for ourselves and for the people around us if we conceptualized life not as living, but as dying slowly. We're not living. We're all dying slowly. What is the definition of living? Living means you're living, you're alive, but we're not living. We're living in this second, but we're all slowly dying.
Right.
And when you initially think about it like that, it makes you sad. But then when you really think about it, it makes you have so much less anxiety. Because you're like, bro, like, I'm not like, we all think we gotta live to like get up to a certain point, but it's like, no, you're living to get down to a certain point. So just cruise, just enjoy your
Just
life, bro.
cruise.
Just cruise, just enjoy your life. You're not gonna beat death.
Imagine you have your friend that got cancer and is dying and is like, yeah, I'm dying, Donya. And you're like, no, you're not dying.
No, we're all dying. That's my
We're all
argument.
dying. Just cruise on.
We're all no. First of all, you're making fun of this, but we're all dying slowly, and to that person, I would say you're just dying a little faster.
But here's the thing. Every second you die, and then there are new cells that are born.
Exactly. Life is just one big diabolical death.
Diabolical.
Bro, hear me out. Okay.
Okay.
Let me sell you this. idea.
Let me just
You're-
digest that.
Marinate it.
So we're not living, we're dying.
We're slowly dying.
But we are living.
But technically, but you know why I don't like living? Because when you, well, I like living, but you know why I don't like thinking about it as living? Because when you think about it as living, there's so much more pressure to do good. Or not like good, like be a good person. I mean, like, be perfect.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, oh, I'm living. I only get one life. It's so much pressure. And you're like, did I fuck up? Did I make the right decision? Did I whatever? But when you think about it as slowly dying, you're like, oh, like we're all gonna die. It's a slow journey to death. We're all going towards the same direction. There's no competition. And life is just enjoying the moment that you have before you die.
Right. I think I'm digesting it.
Am I selling it to you now?
Digesting your toxics.
my diabolical
Tomorrow
ideas.
I'm dying.
Tomorrow they're like, how's life? You're like, I'm slowly dying.
But here's the thing. I'm like relaxed on the couch, and all I'm thinking, fuck, I'm dying right now.
You're not dying right now. You're slowly dying.
I'm slowly dying on this fucking couch.
Well, exactly. Isn't that good? You don't waste less time.
No, I want to enjoy my couch now.
We're all slowly dying. Every second counts. What do you mean you're sitting on a couch?
I said I want to enjoy my couch nap.
Okay, that might be the last couch nap you have. But wait, okay, first I'm gonna help you marinate this idea and then I'm gonna present another idea, okay? You ready?
Okay, you have another one.
So the other reason why I like the slowly dying idea is because first it's more liberating in my experience. It makes you experience less pressure. It makes you be more present in the moment. It makes you less competitive with other people because you realize that everybody's just slowly dying.
Right.
And then the other aspect of it that I like is I just lost my dog. Remember? You reached out to me and whatever.
Yeah.
And that made the concept of death very real for me. It was the first time that I actually like really, really thought about the concept of death. And I was having such a fucking hard time digesting it. Because, you know, like if you're lucky enough to have never experienced somebody around you dying or whatever, consider yourself fortunate because it's honestly something your brain can't process. No matter what you do, how you feel, how you think, it's not going to change anything.
And you don't know it until it happens to you.
I know.
You know, because before you think you know it. You think you can't deal with it. You know, you're like, no, you know, I can do it, but no.
Yeah, it's completely different. So that's another reason why I like slowly dying instead of living, because it makes the concept of death so much more enjoyable.
Right.
So that, you know, instead of grieving people like they're nothing because they died, you are happy for them because now they're everything.
Right. But the concept of death is not scary for me. It's actually...
You're fucked.
Maybe I am. It's always been an interesting thing for me.
Yeah.
You know? You get sad because you don't get to see your friends or family anymore.
Or whoever passed,
whoever passed. But I think it's like, I'm very curious to see what's going to happen after you die.
Yeah.
I want to see.
Yeah.
I'm a spiritual person, so I think we are not the body only.
Yeah.
I think we are more than a body.
For sure.
Some people don't. I have
Yeah.
a best friend who thinks
That's it.
we're just the body,
Yeah.
and after the body, there's nothing because we can't. With science, we can't.
So maybe
Prove it.
don't tell him about this idea of slowly dying. I don't think this would benefit your friend at all.
No, but here's the thing. He's a very he has a stoic perception. So he's good with.
So whatever you do on this life, and
Yeah.
yeah,
I think.
I like a stoic people like that.
But here's the thing. This guy, he has a dog that is very old.
Oh,
And he knows that the dog is old and it's getting sick, and there's a lot of.
don't tell me sad dog stories, bro.
No, it's like the dog is fine, but he knows that the dog is
Slowly dying.
slowly dying and it's
See?
getting old.
See?
The dog is getting really old.
Yeah,
You know.
I get sad about that.
And this guy, his dog is he's everything. He's like I've never seen anyone like this.
Yeah.
Like, everyone has dogs. I've seen most of people around me. They have dogs, but this guy is different. Him and his
Yeah.
dog is like John Wick.
That's so funny.
That's literally John Wick,
yeah.
but he's much more peaceful than John
Yeah.
Wick.
Then John
He
Wick.
plays piano.
Aw,
Instead for
imagine.
you. Yeah.
That's so funny.
But and when my cat died, I was very depressed. It was so hard. It took me a year and a half to be able to recover. For a few months, for 6 months, pure depression. When I told him that he died, my cat died. His initial reaction, I could see that he doesn't know how it feels, how much it hurts. He didn't know what to react.
Has he not lost anyone close to him?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
no.
Yeah, because your perception changes a lot when it happens to you.
And I was like, bro, you think you are? Because the way he talks, he's like, yeah, I'll be good. I know my dog is getting old. When he dies, I'm gonna get him intoxicated and
Toxicated? Taxidermy. Yeah,
Taxidermy.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy.
and keep the body, and I'm gonna keep it. He has some ideas.
That's wild.
He has some ideas, but when he didn't know what to react to the fact that my cat died,
Yeah.
so I was like, okay, so you think you know how you're gonna react, but he don't.
You don't know. You're
You
not
don't.
ready. But yeah, so that's
And
the
no
second
one
reason.
is, because I thought if my cat die,
You're just going to get over it?
I'm gonna get over it. I'm gonna get a new cat. I don't know, but dude, my soul was cracked.
Crushed.
Cracked. Like,
Yeah, I feel you.
yeah. And
It's so
after
hard.
that, I lost my relationship because I was so miserable.
Yeah.
I
No, it's really fucked. And the best way I can explain. Okay, I'll talk a little bit about that before we move on to the next thing. The best way, because people ask me a lot, were like, how does it feel like to have lost like someone? Or like, because I've lost people close to me and also my dog, which was different because it hit me harder because I was his mom.
Yeah.
I was
You were
responsible for him.
responsible for that.
So that one hit me different. And the best way I could explain it to people is normally when you're sad, at least generally, what you're sad about. And at least, even if you don't like to admit it, that there is a bottom to your sadness.
Yeah.
There is a point where you will be really sad and either the situation will get resolved, either you will move on, or either something will happen that'll end that sadness.
Yeah.
This is like sadness that
Doesn't
has
have
no
end.
ending.
Yeah.
So no matter where your mind goes, where your heart goes, it's like a spiral.
Yeah.
It just keeps going.
Yeah. It feels like falling down in the darkness for days and months
And it never ends.
without hitting anything.
Anything. It's just an
falling
abyss.
down, and so
Yeah, that's
I was crying almost every day.
Every day, I
for
know.
6 months,
I know.
9 months.
I just bought him flowers yesterday. I buy him flowers all the time.
But I made a little project for her. And when when a year passed, I made a project. It was like an Instagram post, multiple pictures, and I faked a story where I found a company that that makes cat robots
That's so cute.
from the DNA of your
Aw.
cat.
Yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah.
have the DNA of my cat because I still have her hair a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I had a little robot. It's like a little cat robots, very cute. And then there was few pictures. One picture we are eating pho in the restaurant,
Oh,
and
that's
he's on
so cute.
he's on the table,
Yeah.
and it turns on the eyes, and it moves, it meows,
Wow.
all that,
That's crazy.
all that. And then there was another picture. I'm holding it, and then there was another picture where I was trying to kind of like imagine that scenario to the fullest. I was like, I want it to be believable, you know. And in another picture, so the battery died on the cat. So I'm sitting in the subway hallway.
Yeah.
And people are passing by, and I'm sitting on the ground
Charging it.
charging my cat.
That's so fucking hilarious.
To the wall. I'm just sitting there waiting. And then on the very last scene, there's a picture of the cat on a graveyard, which is my grave with my name on it, and my birthday and the date that I died, which
died?
It was
Yeah.
It was like 50 years from now.
Oh shit. Okay, good.
50, 60 years
Slowly
from
dying.
now. Yeah, slow.
Emphasis on slow.
Slowly dying. And there's a little short videos of the cat like crying on the grave. And he's like, you know, and then it falls down on the face. You know, it's very cute. And I put that up. And I express, you know, like I
Where
really
is this?
feel.
I want to see it.
I really wish. I'll show you. It's archived, so I have to show it from archive. But I wanted to show that I would rather to be the one who died than my cat. You know, and I kind of demonstrated it because if the cat is a robot, it's immortal, so it's gonna be the cat sitting on my grave.
Yeah.
And the project was called Immortal Muse.
Oh, that's so cute.
And yeah, so when
That's
I
dope.
posted that, that was the moment for me that I felt
Closure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Closure. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
this
I
feels-
feel you.
This feels really good.
I put nobody has seen it, but at the beginning of my intro, where it zooms in and out of my eye a bunch of times, and then it goes into the moon. Carter's paw
I love
print
that.
is in the moon, so it's like very little. Nobody's seen it. I know it's there. Right next to me when it zooms in is Carter's paw print.
Carter's.
Yeah, so I put it there, and that made me
That's
feel
so-
really good too.
Ali made that for you?
Ali G.
Ali G.
Ali G made that.
Yeah.
He's so dope and so creative with his animals too. He makes like wicked shit for
Do
his
you
dogs.
know my story with Ali G?
No what?
No?
No.
Okay, so I was grade 10.
Yeah.
You know, I went to school with Ali G. And he knew After Effects at that time. And I had to make an animation for school. And it was an animation of a bird. I saw this animation. I really liked it. It was, I think, Pixar animation. And I wanted to redo it, but in 2D. So I made the characters with Photoshop, Illustrator, it's a little bird, and then he animated for me, and we sat together and we made the audio sound effects.
That's
you know,
so
the
cool.
steps of the bird. Ali G was making it with his mouth.
That's so cute.
And it was a story of a bird that he couldn't fly. So what he did was putting trees upside down, like 90 degrees on a cliff.
Yeah.
And jumping off the cliff And when he passes by the trees,
Yeah.
he feels like he's flying.
He's flying.
but he
Aw.
dies at the end.
That's so he's slowly living.
He's
slowly living in
dying.
the afterlife.
Slowly dying.
I know, but when you die, you're slowly living in the afterlife.
Oh.
Ah.
It's
Okay. First of all, to clarify that conversation, Ali G is the person who does a lot of things for this podcast, including the dope intro. You guys should check him out also, and he's an extremely creative person. So when you mentioned that, I was like, people should check him out because he's wicked.
Yeah.
He's so creative. It's
Yeah.
crazy. To end the podcast off on a good note, I wanted to tell you about a crazy idea that I had.
Okay, go on.
Now you understand what I mean by the whole slowly living thing, slowly dying thing, right? Now take this, okay? If I could make a world, I would make a world in which it's reversed. When you are born, essentially, you rise from the ground or the ashes or whatever, and then you start off old, and then you keep getting younger, and then you end off as an orgasm.
I wasn't expecting the last part.
How dope would that be?
That would be really nice.
It would be so dope. And then you wouldn't be sad anymore when like people die, because you'd be like,
What would you call it? The ultimate orgasm.
The ultimate orgasm.
آخرش باید موز شی. You have to become a banana.
At the end?
At the end.
I'm down for that too.
You're
Shit.
on the tree.
That's actually better. Like if I think about it now, it's better to end off as a banana than to go back in your mom's vagina. So I think I'm just gonna stick with
So
the
you're
banana.
gonna make a short film?
Like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down with you and Ali G.
Ali G.
Yeah.
And Ali
After Effects.
Curl.
And Mr. Curls.
And Mr. Curl.
Major Curls is gonna shit on the whole thing and bring some like crazy chaotic idea into it. Have you ever heard some of the cool ideas he has for like films and stuff?
Yes. With
Let's.
films, yes. We talk about a lot of ideas.
All of them would get us all canceled, if not deported.
No, he did. Maybe I haven't heard the ideas that you have.
Maybe he's keeping it PG with you because he thought you were a sensitive vegan. So he's like, I'm not gonna scare Sina too much.
No, he knows I'm not.
You were so funny. Thank you so much for being on my podcast.
Thank you so much. This was so much fun.
Yo, you're wicked. I love you, man. You're the best. You're wicked. This was dope. Thank you for making the effort to come here. Everybody who's watching, please check out Sina's Instagram and see if you guys wanna. If sometimes he posts really cool things on his own, just for like personal projects, and then sometimes he posts projects that he's working on that are also really cool. So either way, if you guys are interested in even keeping up with him, follow him on Instagram. What is your Instagram handle again?
It's Sina SINA _ Roopol.
We'll put it right here. Right here.
POL.
We'll put it right here.
Right here. Ali, put it right here.
Yeah, so that's what I want you guys to do. Whatever guests you like and just want to keep up with their journey, just follow them on Instagram and just fucking keep it rocking. Is there anything else you want to share?
Thank you so much for having me.
I love you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.